Okay. So I'll be sharing my screen for now, and we'll be explaining today about the process of application, which you hope it's on your interests. It will be available, this recording, in the YouTube soon. And we'll be starting today by introducing the agenda. The agenda has several points in which we think are the most important ones and can really support your knowledge about the open call with the information that you already have available on the Remedies website about the open call. So we'll be starting by presenting the Remedies project, and that will be done by our coordinator. So it will be also a way to context the open call too, and also that you have more information on what is expected in terms of you joining this mission through this open call and this grant to implement actions towards the Mediterranean, the ocean, litter-free prevention and zero waste. So next, I will be continuing after Uro's presentation, and we'll be explaining you a bit what is this call about, why to apply, what's the benefits, the overall information, and also we'll give you examples of what is expected in terms of action that you should be presenting to us in the technical document that you should download through the website and fill in with a plan of actions. So we'll give you some examples of what you can propose. As well, we would like to also to discuss an important issue, which is the eligibility of this call. And this is the first point of check that we'll have as soon as the call is closed. We'll explain if you're eligible, and how the evaluation process runs. What are the criteria? What should you be aware of when you build your application so it's successful and well scored? And also finishing with the application in 4 simple steps. I know that sometimes it can seem overwhelming, but we want to really break it down, and so you can see it's quite simple. And of course, there will be the Q&A in case you have any doubts, and the contacts follow-up if you have specific questions regarding your region, your project, or else in the Q&A you can make these questions live, and we'll update as well the Q&A with the Q&A replies and questions and replies on the website of the open call too, so that everyone has access as well to the explanation that will be given. And for sure, there will be people that will have the same questions, so we'll be sharing with them as well. So first of all, and before I pass the word to Uros to explain you more about Remedies project, I would invite you to use the chat and let us know, how did you got to know about the Open Call 2 opportunity? Was it through a common contact, a link contact that already followed up the project, or is a partner? Was it through social media? Can we share with us how did you get to know about the OC2 opportunity? And maybe Gergana, because I cannot see because I'm sharing the screen, my colleague Gergana from F6S, and we are managing the Open Call 2, can share. Is there any shares there in the chat? Can you let me know?
Sure, I can, as soon as there is any.
Can we share with us? Was it through social media? Was it partners' information? Was it a stakeholder? How did you get to know about this webinar, about this open call opportunity? Okay, no sharing so far?
No.
We have a shy crowd here.
Yeah,
Okay, let's not push you further with this. So we'll carry on. If along the way we want to share, we'll be appreciating it, because then we want to improve the ways that we reach out to potential applicants. That's always important as well. So for now, I wanted to pass the word to Uros. Uros, can you please share your screen and tell us a bit more about the project?
Yes, I can. Thank you, Lina. Hello, everyone. You can see my screen, right? Remedies is part of the Mediterranean Sea Basin Lighthouse, and it's part of the Horizon Europe program called Missions to restore our oceans and waters. It's not just a project, it's a mission, as the name called, and it's giving us the opportunity to do something tangible. Our focus is mainly on the Mediterranean. You can see the 23 partners for 12 different countries, regions, and we are quite heavily engaged in creating a movement, which means that we're not alone. We want to collaborate with individuals and so on. And our main goal is to solve the problem. What is the problem? It got many different ways that everyone sees it, but I will try to show it how in Remedies we are trying to give the best from our side to help reduce the plastic pollution. So I will not mention the goals, there are a lot of them, but just a big picture. It's collecting of the plastic litter. This will give immediate sense that something is done, that we can help protect the nature environment and even our better living environment. How we are doing it with massively connecting with local stakeholders, especially NGOs. So it's not just one cleanup, this is through all the Mediterranean, and we are very happy to join it and also to share the smiles when we do something good. However, cleaning after ourselves, because the plastic is created by the man, not animals, is not enough. So we can repeat this all the time, but sometimes you have to say it stop. This is why also we try to approach this problem from different perspectives. It's through zero-waste solutions. What solutions do we have in Remedies? In Remedies is Innovation Action Program, so it has to reach some solution which will be like applied to the demo site. Main goal of all the solution is, not that we are all separate, but going to a plastic conscious society, that we are aware what's the problem, we are aware what can be done, and then using the small steps and a lot of pieces, a lot of us to make effects. The Remedies consists of the 3 pillars. First, detection and monitoring. I will not go through each of this, but just generally speaking, the data is very important, especially for the municipalities, for local communities, and also for the scientists. So as Remedies, we are fully supporting all this. We're going through to the air, to the wastewater treatment plant to detect microplastics and also underwater. And everything then is connected to the app and the portal. So the data is crucial to have then a further mitigation step at the site. The technology, collective valorisation, is the second pillar. First goes through the citizen science campaign, which is very important. As you can see before, a lot of cleanups, a lot of trash collected. So the next step will be that we try to develop the mechanism that people understand that this trash or this plastic material can be also a resource. So this is the valorization part. And also we have then the barriers for the rivers, the river cleaning, who stop to the plastic which flows to the rivers and also underwater. Then we'll go to the ocean. And we also go to the microplastic, which is like a hot topic now and very high concern to the people. Here we're going upstream to the marinas and to the laundry services. Maybe one small attention here. Of course, we are like reducing the microplastic in the outflow of the water, but what is most important from the business perspective, the water here can be also then recycled multiple times. So the business model is recycling over. We are also very active in terms of clustering, connection with different projects, and even beyond. So here is an invitation for our next cluster meeting, which will be in Tirana, Albania. hosted by ETMI, and the title is connected to this pillar. So it's if you are interested, please follow the Remedies project, and you will get all the information. The last third pillar is prevention and zero waste, which is also connected to this open call. Here, we're not talking about the cleaning or what we do with the waste, but we're going at the beginning of all the story, how we are not creating the waste. That we have these anti-litter campaigns, this zero waste, which means that through the process of using, we are not creating any waste, which is basically not avoidable. We are using here some reuse schemes and so on. And it's always connecting to the individual to give the input. So it's not really straightforward. It's difficult to compare to plastic, but still. And we also have a solution which is more or less for heuristics. It's zero waste cosmetics. When we, instead of the plastic bottles for shampoos, we develop a seaweed-based coatings. Another event is starting today. Maybe we'll get a lot of inspiration also for your ideas for the open call. It's a plastic fantastic online hackathon. You can watch it live. So there's 24 ideas were selected from 18 countries, three continents, and 30% are women. And most of the ideas came from the prevention and zero waste. So, and it's very important also for the open call community, for the associate region to the remedies, that this startup or the creative communities put also to the regions and to the local community. To finish, just since we're not alone, so it's European Commission asked us to really promote the associate regions. For example, here you can see, if you go to the Mission Ocean Water Portal Service Portal, you can see the current open calls. Maybe small detail, CCLIR 2 is a sister project. So you cannot get both calls for Remedies and CCLIR 2, so, but they're quite similar. So if you are interested, you can go for both. And what is very important also here, you can have here the filtering system, which means that you can choose your country where you're coming from, and you see if your call is if this call is eligible to your country. So it's quite useful tool. And there will be more of this open call. So as a remedy, this is a last call. The general idea for the open call 2 is going back to the beginnings, and what's the best way to present it is to teach our children that the plastic pollution-free environment is possible, since the older generation already know that this was the case before. So thank you, and I'll give my word back to Lina.
Thank you very much, Uros. I think this was very interesting also for the potential applicants that are here, or at least are someone that also, if they're not willing to participate or they're not eligible, at least they see the interest of following up and really sharing this opportunity. I also want to remind, because we had people that entered the call meanwhile, that we are recording. So in case you don't want to have your name identified or anything that they can identify you during the can you see the screen, like the presentation?
It just disappeared.
Okay, can
Now
you see it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. But as I was explaining, we'll be doing the presentation records, and this will be available. This will be available during it will be available, sorry, in the YouTube. Okay, so can you see my screen now, the presentation?
Yes.
Okay. So as you, it was just presented now, the context of the Remedies project by Uros, that is representing NIC, the coordinator of Remedies project. And we're jumping into the open call that we are promoting in the context of the project. Therefore, we wanted first to really present the overall information, which this call has started from the 28th of March and will be open for a bit more than 2 months up until the 5th of June at 17 CAT. Why do we mention here the time? Because it's very rigorous. We'll be closing the call at 17 p.m. sharp. So there's no chance to really adjust anything after that. So it's very important that you start in advance the application, not to risk to really be at last minute there is an issue and you will be missing the application submission just for a matter of 5 minutes, because that can happen. You don't want that to happen, because we know that you invest your time and this is an important opportunity that we want you all to access to. This open call gives you the opportunity to have 100,000 euros to apply into a strategy that will be helping you to join our mission, as Uras was saying. So we are quite ambitious in our mission. This is our second call, and this time we'll be focused on prevention on zero waste. We'll be focusing mainly and solely on the public sector, specifically on local and or regional authorities of associated regions. So it's very important, even if the local and regional authorities and they have also to check on the grant agreement that the guide for applicants that we have available on the Remedies website, the eligibility countries as well for the Horizon Europe, but also for the specific call. And we'll be selecting up to 3 applicants, winning applicants. So this is the open call that is a total of 300,000 euros. So the maximum that each applicant will have will be 100,000 euros, okay? And we'll be running for 8-month period of implementation, and we'll be supporting you with a mentorship through partners that will follow up with the winner applicants, and that will have proximity, either technical, scientific, geographical. It will be defined at the time that we select the winner, who is the mentor, and will be announced during the kickoff, just as a side information here. So this call, we are targeting visionary local and regional authorities that are developing service solutions, actions to benefit and speed up the uptake of plastic prevention and zero waste strategy on the Mediterranean Ocean and rivers. Either it can be directly or indirectly linked to the Mediterranean, but the goal is the one that is in the context either of the project and also specifically on the open call, on the prevention and zero waste, okay? So what are the benefits? Why should you take your time to really invest in this application? So as I said previously, we'll have the financial support, but not only. We also will be enabling the access to tools and resources, the tutorial and webinars, this access to mentorship. As I said, it will be something personalized that will also be granted for a more as a bridge between the winner applicants and the project to these experts in the key ecosystem stakeholders, and also the access use case pilots to your solution. So we also will be aware of that, as well as this is an opportunity for you to be included in a wide European network of 23 partners and 12 countries that are a part of Remedies project. So it's quite widespread, and the intention is to really support you in the implementation, but also strengthen your networking for not only this project, but of course for more sustainable relations that you can create starting with this project and this call participation. We also believe that the winners will have the visibility and credibility associated to Horizon Europe projects, and that will be very important, because this will give you the chance to really show to the world what your region is doing and how are you associated with this larger mission, also in the context of the Europe and in the context of your country and region. So what are some examples here that we have as well that you can include in your proposals? The actions that you should include in a proposal and that will be financed. So we are dividing per thematics. We have three different approaches here within the prevention and zero waste. So first of all, we would like to highlight the avoid the use of single plastic. So in one way, also to promote refillable and reusable options, either promoting the creation of water fountains for citizens and tourists, so that you can reduce also the single-use plastics and reduce the plastic litter. Also to the refilling stations, dispensers for edible and non-edible household product, and every logistical can really enable this new way of facing and dealing with the single plastic use. Also to put a balance in a ban or at least limitations in municipalities within your organization even of the use of single plastics as well, giving alternatives to it, and also establish zero waste packaging innovations with local entrepreneurs. So maybe also through the miscellaneous growth of other biomass conversion options, and also give some trainings to create awareness on this, create a good linkage with your local stakeholders to try to take them in this movement by raising awareness. These educational campaigns can benefit as well this avoidance of single-use plastic, and organize as well workshops educating available solutions to power also the consumer or the citizen in this case as well. So we also have another thematic that is, it's important also to include, and maybe also a pathway for you to include actions that promote the reuse and the repurpose. So for example, and we give some creative ideas here that you can use or either adjust your reality, which is establish repair cafes and skills share workshops. So you can provide and create a supervised community space, and that can be also very useful in terms of the integration of your community, of your citizens in your area, where residents can bring their broken household items for repair, repurpose, instead of throwing them away and buying new ones, and promoting more and more use of different materials that may end up in the sea as litter. So also another idea is establishing creative upcycling projects, repurposing plastic and other materials. And that can be done not only through art, but also learning tours, furniture, other building materials, educational toys. So it can be in a creative way, reuse also these materials and avoid them again, that they would end up as litter in the oceans and rivers. Also, another idea, and taking into account that we're working as well with the local and regional authorities, is to suggest that you as municipality or community support to ease the refurbishment of items and second-hand markets. So this will also avoid the disposal or some materials, and keep also a wise and responsible reuse and repurpose of materials that can be used for either practical use in the house, right, either decoration. Another creative reuse that we may also suggest is to establish spaces where artists and crafters can access, donate plastic materials for projects, can be created for public art installations. And you can even get to open a program where we grant this opportunity and use the financing even to support them to create this art with the disposables, so that you can also create awareness by the people that see these artworks about new things to do, and also explain a bit of what is the issue here. Why are we dealing with a problem when you have plastic that is thrown away and ends up in the oceans? What's the consequences? So we can interconnect the different subjects. That's why we finish with the third thematic, which is education and community engagement. So we can always create linkage between these different actions on the different thematics that we approach here by creating interactive and transversal education programs. So since the workshops that we've been mentioned in several areas, it can be done either within the schools, either with the stakeholders, the private sector, the technology, the universities, and the impact that can be avoided and create alternative solutions. For example, as I was saying, in schools and youth programs, it can be one of the ways in integrating from the start children and young adults in this movement, and also test new ways of extended producer responsibility. So schemes that involve producer directly into end life options. So it can be something that can be widespread in your social ecosystem, and it can really put you in the front line of a new attitude and a new awareness about the plastic and the prevention and zero waste of litter in the seas and rivers. So this is very interesting and this is very important for sure, but we want you also to know if you'll be able to access this opportunity, or if not, if you know someone in your network that may be interested in joining it. So what you need to be, and this is very general, it's always important that link to what we're saying today, that you go and see what we have in the guide for applicants, the more detailed information. So we are searching here, and it's eligible projects that are aligned with the goals of the call in the Mediterranean, either directly or indirectly, as I was saying. It's the public sector, specifically the local and regional authorities from associated regions. So this is very important as well. Even if you have contracted stakeholders to support you in some of the actions, and you can see that on the guide for applicants, you are the ones and the single ones that should be applying, and you should be the main ones to benefit from them, from this opportunity. So countries linked directly and indirectly to the Mediterranean, as I was saying, and we have some examples here, as Bosnia and Herzegovina, Montenegro, Cyprus, Turkey, Egypt, Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Portugal, but just not the north of Portugal, because we already had on our C1 a winner from this region in particular, Romania, Bulgaria, North Macedonia, Ukraine, Moldova, etc. So you can see more extended information also from the link that we share here, that you can find it regarding the member states and associated regions eligible for Horizon Europe support. However, the one that really has the priority are the ones that are mentioned in the guide for applicants, because our call doesn't allow, it's not the Remedies project that defined this, but it's the root of the Remedies project, which we are included, that it's not eligible to countries in which the Remedies projects have partners. So we'll be excluding here Albania, Belgium, Croatia, France, Germany, Greece, Ireland, Italy, Morocco, Serbia, Slovenia, Spain, and the OC winners, as I said, Malta and the north of Portugal. So these are non-eligible. So they're not, you won't be considered for this program. However, as I said, and I want to insist, even if you're part of these countries or regions, you can always also support this cause and really share it with other partners that are complying with this eligibility characteristics, okay? So what's the methodology? What are we doing with the applicants? Will be collected, analyzed, and assessed by a pool of experts, and will be following 3 steps. First of all, when the open call is closed, and as I mentioned before, the open call will be closed on the 5th of June, we'll be assessing internally the admissibility and eligibility. That will be done by a pool of partners, expert partners, that will be checking those points that we just saw about the eligible points. Are you checking those points? If everything is okay, you'll pass to the second stage. And that second stage will be assessed by a proposal evaluation by independent external experts that were selected by Remedies partners that will be evaluating your application and scoring it. And then we'll go to the third stage, which is the verification of the ranking that will come out of the evaluation of the external experts. And internally, we'll be checking that ranking and we'll have a final decision that will be assessing, for example, do we have, for example, the top ranked from the same country, the same region? If that's the case, we should also have a quality assessment and really privilege here, for example, a diverse representation. So that can be something that can be discussed by this pool of partners that will have the final word of who's going to integrate the open call to winners. So that will be the 3 stages. And we have more information in detail, as always, as I mentioned, in the guide for applicant about this, but just for you to know what's the process, what you can expect here. So as I was saying, and I mentioned here, the starting date and the end date of this call application period, but within we have, as we're having today, the first webinar, where the intention is to explain to you in more detail and more hands-on practical matters, but also have your question live so we can reply to them. And this will be also, again, done in the 28th of May, the second and final webinar. We'll have a second opportunity also to address publicly and live potential applicants. And then we'll be closing the open call on the 5th of June. From there, as I mentioned before, we'll have the eligibility check during the 6th and 7th of June. And following up this, we'll be also contacting right after this check the non-eligible applicants, so that they're notified and know from the start why they were not taken into consideration to follow up the remote evaluation that will take place then between the 11th and 24th of June, where external independent experts will be scoring your application based on the criteria that I will be sharing soon. And then finally, the last step will be having also here the mid-July evaluation summary report that will be sent to all applicants, the top ranked applicants that will pass through the final stage of the internal verification right after we receive the results. And this will end up like after we send out the evaluation summary report with information about what was the comments from the external evaluators, what was the score, and really contacting the ones that were selected to know if they're available, they're still interested, if they comply at the end, and send the signed contract. And as soon as we have that, we'll move forward in the first, I'm sorry, because I think it's 11, so I missed one there. I'm sorry for that. It's 11th of September. We'll have the kickoff meeting where we'll be presenting the winners, and you get to know who are going to be your mentors, and we'll be publicly announcing who will be part of the open call 2 in Remedies. So what are these criteria? Well, what will be verifying these actions and overall plan that you'll be implementing during these 8 months of the open call 2 implementation? So first of all, it's a concept in innovation. So it must be clear, the set of objectives that you want. We have to have quality, credibility, clarity of the project description. And of course, it has to be strategic in the implementation perspective, okay? And also in the way that these practices are implemented. In another point, we also will be assessing the expertise and excellence of the proposed team. So we'll have to be presenting also if you have the team with the necessary skills and competence to deliver this project. Of course, here you should mention as well if you intend to subcontract someone to help you, to assist you in the implementation. You don't have to go to every detail, but at least there we have the notion that you have the necessary support to implement it, okay? And then it's up to you and your national rules how to apply this subcontracting. You're the ones managing the budget. You just have to report us the implementation of the actions, but you don't have to be reporting to us directly. only if you have, of course, it can reach, because you'll be receiving money from the European Commission, and as us as partners of the project, at any time you can be audited by the European Commission. So you should keep your records, of course, but you're not replying in that sense directly to us. It's just a matter to safeguard yourself and keep all the recordings in terms of financial track. Also, another point that is important is alignment in project planning. So you have to present as well the appropriate deliverables, milestones, mean of verification, so that you know what is expected stage by stage in terms of the use of the financing, of the resources, and the advances that you are planning to have step by step of the projects that you and activities that you propose. And finally, the last point will be regarding impact and sustainability. So we don't want this OCG to finish and that's it. So you should set also a clear set of expectations and how this will be carrying it on, or will be the replicability also of the project actions. How can you be the influencer in your area and really keep on with some of the projects that we had and carry on with the impact that we expect from these sections, as this we expect to be just the start of a new way of working as well in your region and a new trend within your ecosystem. So it's important also to know that each one of these criteria, they will be scored equally. So there will be the average between the four of them, the scores that will be given. It will be scaled from 0 to 5. And it will be 2 external independent evaluators that will be evaluating your application. So at the end, it will be the average between these 2 external evaluators that will have the final result. Why 2 evaluators? Because we want to keep it the fair as possible. We want to be sure that we're not missing here a different kind of evaluation of people that have different backgrounds, may have a different vision about your project and the importance of your project. So we want to keep it as fair as possible, and also to assess that at the end we have the best applicants in our program. So I would like also to mention here the last, because we're really approaching the end of our sessions. Let's go to 4 main steps to apply. First of all, the main step is to read the guide for applicants, as I've mentioned a few times before, because it's really important that you use this as the base of orientation to create your application. This will be the guarantee that you will be able to comply with all the rules that are and also what is expected. So this can help you really support you to really success in this application. The second step, and it's very important, here you have the example of my profile actually, but you should apply, you should create your profile in F-Success, because we are the managers of this open call within the Remedies project, and the application is done through F-Success platform. And through there, you'll be receiving as well informations, messages. So it will be very important that you create your profile here, so you're able to access the online platform where you have to submit your application. So you should upload and complete the technical document that is available in Remedies website in the specific part of the open call 2. So we'll have there the document that you should download, fill it in because it's in Word document, and then you upload in the F-Success platform when you are working on your submission. And the last one will be to really fill in this application, as I was saying, and upload not only the technical document, but as well the regional and local authority status confirmation that you have there. You have to check directly in the F-Success online platform the points in which we ask you to include the details, when you have to include in the document to state that you are actually recognized official regional and local authorities. So this will be very important as well to have it. So resuming, these 4 steps will lead you to a successful submission if you follow them. Please let us know if you have any doubts. And for now, we'll just check on the Q&A. I see that we have a question here. Sorry, regarding your application. So I will read it now. It says, is it the current call restricted to the Mediterranean Sea region? If so, are there other missions doing something similar for the European Atlantic coastal region? And can you provide details, please? So as this call in particular is focused on the Remedies project, you can always follow the tips that Euros was just sharing regarding the Mission Ocean. Maybe you can find there other calls that are more adjusted to you. However, as I mentioned, it's not restricted to Mediterranean Sea region, as others can be indirectly linked to the Mediterranean. As you saw from some of the examples I gave, some of them are not in the basin of the Mediterranean, but they are indirectly linked. So you should just check and see on the listing. And of course, if it's reasonable, if you can do replications in other regions that are directly or in the region, the Mediterranean basin, of course, it's something that is very important as well for us, and it's eligible. And you can also see, and I see we don't have more questions now. If you do, please fill it in just now, because we're also in a tight schedule. We're finishing it now. You also have on the chat the links that you can follow up, either the website of the Remedies and the Guide for Applicants. They were the main ones. I see we only have here someone as thanking for the reply. Thank you also for your participation. And for now, we just leave you here with the informations that I was mentioning, not only the links, but also other means to follow us up. We are in Instagram, we are in Facebook, we are in LinkedIn, and we are in several platforms. You can get information and updated information about the open call, but also other initiatives like Uros mentioned about the project. And you also have here the emails in case you have to find as well some, if you don't find answers to specific needs, you can always write to us with CCing my email and Gregana's email, because we're the team that are managing the open call, the F6S team. So you can always all reach us out. Thank you very much for today. I'll be stopping the recording now, and thank you.